New York City's the off season is not quite over, but the draft is done. We've lost some people. We've gained some people. Let's talk basketball, New York City's. Uh, Quite an eventful week, wouldn't you say, front office crew? Uh, Hello, Bam,
What's up, man?
and hello, Sam.
What's going on?
Y'all sound like a version of the Blues Brothers, like Bam and Sam. Just got out of prison and on a
Yeah.
mission from God. Uh, how you fellas doing?
Can't complain. It's summer is going fast, but football's around the corner, and the NBA really isn't that far away either.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year for me where the Mets have become an utter disgrace. I'm getting into my pessimistic Giants mood. So like I texted my dad today. I was like, how much of a degenerate am I that I'm like watching summer league with a lot of interest right now, as opposed to anything else I could be doing.
Yeah, I DVR'd Summer League and was fast forwarding through the commercials.
That's a
And
perfect game to DVR and start like 45 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't a lot of good things that I saw in that Summer League.
You know, I enjoyed it.
Really, what did you like about it?
Yeah, first off, I thought the level of competition was pretty good, and they've done a good job of having an atmosphere at the games. They're in a small gym, but it's packed, and that's like diehard hoop fans at these things. So I
Yeah.
think it's just like watching like an AE tournament on steroids. And I don't watch college basketball. This was the first time I got to see Thomas play and Sharp play. So I mean, I enjoyed it.
You like it too, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll push back on. I don't think the basketball is that great, but I like watching. I agree with Bam in that I think the atmosphere is awesome, and I actually I have two friends that are there right now, and I like something I've always wanted to do and haven't done for a variety of different reasons. And so I think it's awesome, and I do think it is better for me watching this in a lot of ways than watching these guys play in college, because it's like real NBA bodies. Like everybody that's on there was the best of their whatever,
College
whether it
team,
was
yeah.
college or Europe, or even if they were in and like Division II, they were
Right,
like
they're
the
the
best.
best of the conference,
Like
yeah.
yeah, like I mean, so they're good guys. So it is. I mean, even though if guys play well, it doesn't mean they're obviously going to be good in the NBA at all,
Yeah,
as we
and you know
saw.
what though? They play hard because a lot
Yeah,
of
they
these
do.
guys, 99% of them aren't guaranteed contracts. So it's not just the NBA; it's the G League, European leagues are probably watching this. I would assume, looking for guys. It's an opportunity for them. And yes, I agree that the actual basketball isn't necessarily beautiful, but it is. There's something raw about it that I enjoy.
I
Yeah,
thought,
and it, it's also funny because, and this will get into, I'm sure you'll bring this up. Bam and I legitimately had the exact same tweet today at different moments where we were like, the only reason that Brandon Knight is on the court right now has to be as a favor to an agent, because it like utterly makes no sense
he's
whatsoever,
bad.
especially because he's not very good.
I don't even
But
understand why
I,
he's not very good. He used to be nice. Like, what happened? Did he have a surgery or something? Like, what went wrong for that dude?
yeah, I think his body's given out on him a bunch of times.
Well, I didn't like what I saw. I didn't enjoy that at all. Usually, have you noticed we notoriously have like really shitty summer league teams?
They never. It seems like they never care.
I really don't even see what I mean. I guess the point of having the Long Island Nets is not to win anything. I guess it's just to send guys up and down and keep guys fresh, give them
They
minutes.
got Spencer Dinwiddie from the G League.
I know, but not from their G League.
That's true.
You know, the Nets had one team that went to the final with Johnnon and Theo Pinson, but they got there and got blown out. I mean, I don't think we've ever had a good G League team. Not that that matters that much, but I think it would be good for Long Island if they could win some games, if they could be kind of competitive. But I don't see much energy being put towards making that team any good because the guys that were like the extra bodies on the summer league team, like who's picking these guys? Like somebody needs to be fired because the Long Island Nets suck, yo. Like I didn't see anybody good.
He hasn't had a lot. He hasn't had a lot of draft picks to work with. He'll have now probably 3 kids down there that he just drafted.
You know, I watched. Yeah. I watched the Knick game, and the Knick game seemed to be a whole lot more entertaining. You having mic problems?
Second-year pros out there.
True. That's a good point. We did too. I don't know why Nick Claxton didn't play.
He's gonna dominate.
Yeah, no. There's the second year lottery pick didn't do too well. It was a couple like kids I never heard of, and quickly looked pretty good today. If I'm being honest, who stood out for you? Who's the highlight guy out there, man? Like, I keep hearing about Cam Thomas. You know, he shot 5 of 15, got 17 points. Who are you hanging your hat on out there?
Well, I would say this was the first time I've seen these guys play, and Sam basically nailed Thomas on the head. He looks to shoot every time he touches the ball. But I would say I was pretty impressed with Sharp. Yeah. I mean, little things I liked for like just his ability to get a rebound and get the outlet pass out quickly and accurately and get the ball up the floor. He had the steal where he kind of took the 4 dribbles or so and then finished. He doesn't look like he can explode that well with the ball in traffic. He kind of went up for a couple layups that looked flimsy. But I think overall he played 14 minutes. I think he had 8 rebounds. Yeah, he showed he could pass the ball. I mean, I was pretty happy with what I saw from him.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Sam.
Okay, no, I mean, I tweeted this, and this is kind of how I feel about Summer League, and like the Nets have been fortunate recently in the sense that like Summer League doesn't feel like the stakes are as high because we have a couple of guys in the waiting for the regular season who are known to be pretty good at basketball. And so because of that, like when I watch these games, I'm basically looking at like who can do something on the floor that will actually help the team win. Because a lot of rookies, as like Eve, you've hit this point a ton. Like a lot of rookies, even if they're going to end up being superstars in their first year, they're kind of like a negative even when they're on the court and they're doing their thing. So like when I look at like Sharp, for example, like as Bam first like brought up, like he just has like a high motor and he's a huge body and he's also lost a lot of weight and now he moves way better than he did in college. He's lost like 25 pounds. And you look at someone like Thomas to me and like he's like an unbelievably flawed player, but he's also incredibly skilled. And I think he has that potential to be a little bit of like a microwave scorer when your team is going through a drought in February and no one really feels.
Think about this, Sam. He went 5 for 15, but he still scored 17 points.
Yeah, like he gets to the free throw line at will. He has a good first step. He knows how to like contort his body in midair. And so like those are the type of plays where I'm like, okay, like these are 2 guys where I could see them contributing when the season starts at different moments. Why we didn't get to see any of the second rounders, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's other games to be played. I didn't need to see a lot of Brandon Knight, and Reggie Perry was bad, and
Reggie Perry stinks.
I mean, I'm in the lone camp where I get shunned by Nets Twitter, but I'm not the biggest Alizé fan. So I'm more interested in seeing some of these other guys. I thought that Weatherspoon kid like seemed decent at times, but look, a lot of this. I mean, let's be calling a spade a spade. This summer's basically about Thomas Sharp, and and then you could say like Edwards and Raekwon Gray, etc. If you want to say that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, Reggie Perry's absolutely terrible.
I, I, I'm telling you, for as much of like I just reading the climate of Nets Twitter, it just seemed like everybody was hyped and everybody was happy. Um, we're not going to control our draft pick for a long time, and we've got to hope
Well,
we've hit.
we doing one way by winning games.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely could do that. I just was hoping for more, and it's early. They might open eyes in the coming games, but I've been watching a lot of it. Like I kind of have it on in the background in the office, and uh, I've seen a lot of impressive players, but none of them
You know
on
what
my
it is,
team.
Eve? You know what it is though, Eve? A lot of these teams have first off higher first round picks than the Nets
Of
do,
course,
and second year first round picks that are playing. We don't have like the 20th pick. Like if Sadiq Bey was on our team,
Right.
we
right.
don't have that player that's in his second year that was a top 25 pick.
True, true, and like we said before, Nick Claxton didn't play. Let's get in the
Dude,
meat of this. Let's get into the meat of the
real
pot.
quick though,
Oh, go ahead.
real quick though, because nobody said anything. Reggie Perry is not an NBA basketball player.
Nah, it don't look good
He's
for him.
trash.
It doesn't look good for him
He
at
was
all.
like the 58th pick. You should not be on this team next year.
Yeah, I don't get why. I don't get why they. What did didn't they sign him to a deal for this year?
I think he's on a two-way, right?
No,
Yeah. Okay.
he's a sec. Isn't this the second year of a 2-year deal?
I
Yeah,
got.
but
I thought he got some type of deal that I thought he got guaranteed money for this year. I need to look it up, which is my bad for not looking up beforehand. But I just like I don't what I don't like and what I think we'll probably end up talking about. And Eve, I want to get to whatever you want to bring up, which is a bigger point. But I do think that every roster spot matters, and like signing some of these guys because like Marks drafted them or whatever, like I want to be able to be even more active in the buyout market than we were last year, or like I want I want to be able to use that trade exception and not have to like worry about like cutting somebody and it affecting something. Like this team should have roster spots. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Now we're horrible with roster spots. Sean Marks will do favors for agents. He'll throw a guy on there for veteran leadership. We had a couple of the years where Theo Pinson was just on there for dancing and vibes. I like I said, a lot of these guys, I don't see the real play, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that Sean Marks is a former player. His mindset is very much like players in the sense of, and not like a GM. A GM will try to use that at those last two roster spots for a developmental guy or something else some a basketball dweeb like myself will be worried about. Sean Marks will just be like, I got superstars. Who cares who's the 15th and 14th dude on the team? Like nobody cares, that's what I see. But I think those things hurt teams, and we'll have to see, man. I didn't. I'm telling you, the sooner we can stop talking about summer league, the better, because I was not impressed. Anybody want to put a top on that and end the summer league conversation so we can start talking about the off season?
Yeah, I think you're being a little hard on him there.
Nah, man. There's no world beaters. Like there was guys on
You're not going to get a world beater with the 27th pick.
But
you got to find a rotation player.
But you could get bouncy guys. You could get athletic guys. You could get guys that can, this team really just under Marks just doesn't care about athleticism. That's not a thing for them. Like you're not getting Derek White Jr. on the Nets while Sean Marks is running.
You don't have your John Collins yet. That's what you're missing.
Something like that. I mean, you know what? To be honest, it's unfair because Jared Allen was a hell of an athlete, and he was bouncy, but it's just a